Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast with me, McReeps. And I'm looking at the ceiling because there's nothing to see here. Nope, nothing's happening here. Let's have a little dramatic pan down. Everything looks normal. Oh, there we go. We're starting to see it. Look at the mess I'm making. Yes, it is that time, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It is time to make a sorting system. Now, I have made a ton of these pneumatic tubes, and for those of you that don't know how to make these, they are very easy. I think it's just brass and glass. It could be bronze and glass, but let's have a little look. So PN, brass and glass, really easy to make. So I made a few, and then I was just playing around, having a little toy around and checking the limits, because again, I'm not one for the wikis. I came back here and the big plan was to obviously automate all this. If I drop stuff upstairs, I wanted to come down, be fed into the machines, get taken back out, back upstairs, and then resorted in its refined form. But a little snag I've ran into is these lovely pipes. I don't know if it's red power pipes or something like that. The pneumatic pipes anyway. They don't connect to the back, so they don't extract. They'll insert into machines without any problems, but they will not connect to extract. So what I've had to do is go ahead and make gold transport pipes, because these machines are smart enough to automatically chuck out any products that they make, or at least I believe they are. We shall find out. So the plan is, I mean, these two tubes don't like stick together even if they run alongside each other. So the plan is to bring these pipes up here. Excuse me, coming through. Bring the pipes up here. The overflow chest is actually going to be my sorting chest, and this chest here, the dump chest sorting, is going to be my overflow. And the reason behind that is because I'm going to have it coming around the back like so, and going all the way around all of my chests and connecting into my sorting chest here. So it's a nice, it looks kind of complicated like this, but it's fairly simple. I'm going to use covers to stop these connecting, but I'm thinking that the paints might do it as well. Like once they're painted, it shouldn't be an issue, because with these tubes they're very smart and you can also paint them. I will get into all that and as and when I get there though. So just to let you know, this is what I'm up to at the moment. I have plenty of the tubes, and I don't think I need any more of the transport pipe, but I've got that if I need it. I'm going to make me a sorting machine, which is just like this. Iron, red dot wafers, blue alloy ingots, and a filter. Filter's nice and easy as well. More red dot wafer, cobblestone, piston, gold. And I've already got the silicon wafer and things like that, because I made me, if I can find it, made me a diamond saw. So I figured why not, might as well get into this now. I've got my alloy furnace, I've got everything I need. I'm only going to sort to these chests here. The seeds, farming, ores, ingots, as well as gems and raw materials. Everything else, Zycraft stuff as well. And I'm even contemplating running through here and dumping some of my Thaumcraft stuff in a chest, which is just through here. So hopefully that'll work. Until I get everything up and running though, and I have all the bits and pieces to actually test this stuff, I shall leave you guys here and I'll be right back. Hey guys, I've done another one of the McReeps as usuals, where I've designed this sorting system probably 30 times now, and this is what I've finally come up with. Now this isn't going to be the final product by a long shot, but it's going to do what I need it to do for right now. What I want to show you guys, for the people that have never done this before, is that you can paint the pneumatic tubes. Now you get paints by, I'll quickly show you actually. So first of all, a paintbrush, really easy to make. Stick in any colour will give you a paintbrush. Then you get a paint can, which is again really easy. Alloy furnace, iron ingots, and 2 iron ingots to 1 tin will give you 4 tin plates, and you need 7 tin plates to make 3 buckets. So once you've got all that, put your paint can in a crafting table with a purple dye, and use flax seeds to turn it into paint. You have a bucket. I'll go ahead and show you how easy it is to paint the tubes. So you just look at the tube, right click, and it changes the colour. I need that to be purple again, so quick right click. The machine that I'm using over here is the sorting system, the sorting machine, and the mode I have it in, it's got a couple of modes. I won't go into them all because I really don't know enough to go into them all, but this one here, the little arrows around the outside of a block, just means a continuous signal, so it doesn't need a redstone signal to actually perform its duties. All it needs is power. And then this icon here is pull any item that it can find in here by the stack load. When it's split, it's by the stack load, and the little arrow just means if the item that you pull out isn't one of these in here, then assign it the colour blue. Now you can pick your colours just by left and right clicking. Left click will progress it forward, right click will bring it backwards. So I'll just explain the system again. We'll take a quick look here. So the red is actually going downstairs to get processed. It's going into my powered furnace. So I have aluminium ore, the cinnabar that turns into quicksilver, which is there, and just various meats and foods. Okay, the black is going into my pulverizer. So I'll just show you the system down here. So we bring the pneumatic tube down here, and for the time being we've only got 2 inputs, which is powered furnace and pulverizer. So all my ores will come down, will get pulverized. Once they get pulverized, they automatically get pushed across because I've got it set up to get pushed across to get smelted, and then once it's smelted they'll be ejected out the back. Now there is another way that I could have done this, I believe, but it required a timer. I didn't really want to get a timer on the server, not another one, so too many of them will bog the server down, so just behaving myself in that way. I've got iron pipes here, iron buildcraft pipes, just so I can direct the flow of output from the back. So when these 3 machines output at the back, I'll come along here, go zipping up there a nice speedy gold pipe, and once it reaches the top, how the hell did I get out of here? Once it reaches the top, there's another iron pipe to just force it back into the sorting chest, which is great stuff. So that's what's happening there. And then if we come along, we've got, once it's been smelted, you can see here like the weight. So once all my ores have been in there and been processed, they'll come out as ingots. Now all the ingots have been assigned the weight, the white colour, and this should all get marked as weight and go to my ingots chest. Just pop a few in there. Oh, I don't know what this is. Something's in there and it's blue. Could be anything. We'll find out in a second because that should make its way over here. So we follow this around. Yeah. Oh, I just love watching this sometimes. It comes all the way around. And because I have a restriction tube here, this is the last place it'll visit, but this is going to be my overflow chest anyway. So let's just see what that was. That was actually tin. So we need to get that sorted. So we have a look in here, and as we can see, oh, we had tin, but it was the wrong type of tin. So we pop that in there, and I'll show you something really cool here. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but if you were to macerate tin ore, it would be slightly different from it'll be slightly different once smelted from the ore that you'd get from a pulverizer and then smelt it. It just applies it. It gives it a different meta tag. So what we need to do here is we need to pulverize this tin. So it's 2025765. Pulverize that. That'll go into the furnace, and it should come out as a white tin ingot because it's been pulverized. And that should be zipping through at any minute now. Any second now. There we go. And it's been assigned blue. Have I got this all wrong? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe. Don't. It is. So the machine got it right. I got it wrong. Let's take this tin out of here. Go downstairs. We need to be pulverizing this. Hopefully by the time I get back up here, this would have made its way around to my overflow, which it has. And then we pop this tin in there like that. Because I've assigned it its correct space now, it should jump up. Go into the chest now. Let's look for the tin. 57, 58. Brilliant. So that's doing its thing. So as I said, I've not got everything done yet. As you can see in the sorting machine, I have 2 blank spaces here, 2 blank columns, and that is going to be for the actual ores to go downstairs and get smelted, pulverized. But I haven't got any raw ore at the moment. I need to go mining and collect some of that. And that's basically how it's going to get set up. I'm going to want a lot more for my Thaumcraft over here, so I do plan to add another inline sorting machine, maybe 2 inline sorting machines, but for the time being this should do for the volume of stuff that I'm getting, and considering I'm manually mining, this should open the doors for me to do a quarry, and I'll test that a little later on. Probably in the next video we'll test the quarry and see if the sorting system can cope with it. What I do want to do, because I have my cobblestone generator down the stairs, from that I can create sand, gravel. The only thing I can't create is dirt. Not really sure what you use dirt for, if anything, so I'm not too worried about that. I can always pop down the gravel and turn it into dirt with the minium stone anyway. You're probably wondering what this little contraption is, and I shall tell you right now. It's going to be a poor man's version of an incinerator. Now, I don't have an obsidian pipe. Sorry, I don't have a void pipe because I don't have an ender pearl, because that would be the easiest way to do things right now. What I've tried to do here is make a nice looking, aesthetically pleasing block with a filter, and in here I'm going to tell it to pull all sand, cobblestone, dirt and gravel. Now, because my overflow chest has a restriction tube, which basically means this is the last resort. If you can't find another place, if you don't belong anywhere, then jump in here for all items that go through the sorting but don't have a place. So for example, let me grab a few of these. Gravel, cobblestone, sand, what else? Dirt. And what I want to happen here is, because this is an inventory, okay, this inventory is smart as well. This will be shouting to all the sand and gravel, dirt that's coming across. Hey, come on in here. This is where you live. So the sand and gravel we'll get to this point and travel up here. We'll go into the filter and then we'll get ejected into this empty space here. So hoping this works, because if it doesn't it could be very, very expensive. I'm not really tested it yet, that's why it's still all open, but in theory it should work. And because it's in lane, it doesn't need a redstone signal to pulse it and spit things out, I think. If it does, then I might change things up a little bit. So let's just pop a few things into the chest. Let's pop screwdriver. In fact, let's just put everything in there. So we've got sand, gravel, cobble. We got everything in there. We'll put the whole lot, and that'll all get sorted. Some things will go where they should go. Hopefully, yep, there goes the sand, gravel, cobble. Yep, that's all doing its thing. And there we go. It's actually popping out like I intended it to. So that is fantastic. Everything else, I've not got anything on here that I shouldn't have, Let's make sure. Sand, cobble, gravel. Fantastic. Everything else should have made its way over to here. Apart from the gold, which should have made its way in here. Perfect. So that system's working. I'm just going to tidy it up slightly, guys, and I'll let you see the final product. Okay guys, I'm back. I've done a little bit of tidying up. Forgot to show you this here. This is my thermal pail. This is what I'm using to power my sorting machine. Now you can do it a couple of ways. You can do it with either the solar panels or this thing here. Not sure if there is another way to do it, but these are the only two I know. Solar panels, without the option, it would have meant destroying the house to get line of sight to the sun. I didn't really fancy doing that, so thermal pail was the obvious solution for myself. Thermal pail is really easy to use. It's got no user interface in any way, but all you do is place water blocks either side. So 4 water blocks, I've got one behind there as well, and a lava block underneath. And what it does is pull the cold from the water and the heat from the lava, and that generates electricity. Now it is, bluetricity. It is very, very slow, like painfully slow. So it might be a couple of day-night cycles before you can actually use the sorting machine. So get that going nice and early. At least get it powering up the battery box, not to be mistaken for the bat box. And then it's just a case of running this blue alloy wire, I think it is, into the sorting machine. Doesn't take much power. So as I said, I've tidied everything up, used micro blocks. This is my little service shaft, I guess, for both my cobblestone generator and to make sure everything's okay at the back of these. Still need a couple of covers for the back of there. I'll get all that done. Just really want to show you quickly how everything's turned out. I'm happy with it at the moment. So I've tidied everything up down here. I've made myself a little janitor closet, which is pretty cool, and that's just holding my different paints and things like that. There'll be a couple of more chests in there, I'm sure. So everything's looking nice and tidy, apart from the ghetto bed in the workroom, I guess. Tidied this up a little bit. Still got to do the grass. Painted the sheep all jazzy colours. Get back in the pen. And yeah, for these items that was really annoying me when I try to use the fabricator, which I love. I can't say how much I love this thing. When you got that recipe that just wouldn't work in there and I was running across doing it over there, I've simply put the project table in the floor, and I think it's a nifty little touch. That can store extra items, couple of chests either side. Remember, fabricator can pull from inventories all around it, so that's good stuff. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll just show you very quickly that the system is working, the incinerator and everything like that is working. So let's come in here and we'll just, in fact, we'll go here. Have we got anything in the inventory? That'll get sorted. Nothing at all. Let's just click everything into there, into the chest, and watch it all disappear. Let's get the ingots going. get all of those, pop them in there, and let's get all of that. Now there is a couple of sand, bits of sand and things in there I think. You got sand, cobblestone, dirt, so all of that should disappear. A lot of this will come into here, okay, it's not been done. But in here we're getting all of our ores back, our ingots, great stuff. This chest isn't sorted, but eventually I'll have more sorting systems and a better idea of where I want things to go. Over here, what have we got? We got the raw materials. Nope, they're not getting sorted. The gems, they're in there. So we should be having a lot of stuff turn up here now. Let's take this out as it arrives, just so that we don't overflow it. It is the overflow chest at the end of the day. So it looks like all the items I've got here now, and yeah, no sand, sandstone, no sand, no dirt. Brilliant stuff. So the incinerator is obviously working, doing its thing, and it's looking kinda good if I don't say so myself. So we're going to call that an episode right there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope it was interesting. Hope it's just a different take on a sorting system. I know plenty of people are doing it with the barrels, and I'll have a couple of barrels at some point or another, but right now I just want to stick with this. I think I just like the way it looks compared to the barrels. I may have a barrel room eventually, as I said, but for the time being and the volume of stuff that I'm getting in, I'll just stick to this. I want to stress test it a little bit, so next episode I am going to build a quarry, and I'll show you guys the quarry running. And I don't have the ender chest yet. Obviously I don't have any ender pearls, so that's a major problem for me. I can't get an item tesseract or anything like that. So what I do plan to do is just make a quarry underneath my little base area, and it's just going to go down to bedrock. So that'll be a nice easy test that I can pipe items up into my sorting system and do it that way. Also use my engines to power it, so should be nice and easy, definitely doable, and depending on how long that takes, we may do a couple of other things as well. So again, once again, thank you very much for watching, guys. Pleasure as always. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, if you want me to do anything different, and I truly will stop rambling on one of these days. So thank you, and catch you later. Take care, guys. Bye bye.